Everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to do something that's completely unfamiliar to me. We're going to attempt a GCP or I can't even say the name, a Google Cloud Platform Lab on Pwned Labs. Now, if you've never heard of Pwned Labs, you need to check it out. It is hands down the best platform for learning hands-on cloud security. They have labs that cover AWS, Azure, GCP. You probably see many of them featured in my YouTube channels, but one area that I don't have experience is GCP, but I like to work on my weak areas. And here's the other thing, y'all. I'm going through this live. I haven't completed this lab yet. I did start it a little bit, but I didn't even make it past the initial part. So like I've done almost no part of this lab. We're going to dive into it blind and see how we do. So let's stumble through this together. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And here is our lab, Escalate GCP privileges with implicit delegation. Let's go ahead and grab that and open up Notion here, and we'll start another lab page for this. We'll do that, fix our width. So here we go, and we'll jump back over to here. We have our scenario, so we'll go ahead and copy this, and we'll do H1 scenario. So a GCP service account key has been found leaked on Pastebin after some time, and the client has asked for our help, Hack Smarter Security, to identify the blast radius and potential impact of the compromised account. Our objective is to see if we can escalate privileges from the service account and access sensitive data. Well, most people probably can, but I don't know if I can because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to GCP. We have our lab prerequisites, familiarity and basic Linux command line operations. Check. Familiarity with GCP IAM concepts. Not check. What we're going to do is we're going to use our learning outcomes kind of like as a roadmap. So we have an idea like here are our targets. I'm just going to call this our goals, right? Well, not like that though, Tyler. Come on. Our goals like that, and we'll just paste in our goals here. So this will guide us through. The first thing we need to figure out is this. Second is this. Third is this. And fourth is this. So that's going to be kind of our goals as we work through this lab. And it begins with a leaked Pastebin, which doesn't show it up here. Oh, does it? Can I click that? Nope. So you have to scroll down to get that information. We're not going to look at the full walkthrough. We're going to try it on our own. But here is the leaked Pastebin that they found. So let's copy this, and we'll just do it here. Maybe H2. And we can change this to JSON. All right, so that's the leaked information. So what information do we have here right away without knowing much about GCP? We know that this is a service account, so hopefully an account with more privileges than what's needed. We have a project ID, grproj1. We have a private key ID, a private key, a client email, a client ID, an auth URI, a token URI, an auth provider X509 cert, a client cert, and a universe domain. And we need to put this in a file on our machine. We'll just copy this. Let's go and set up a new directory. Make directory for GCP, cd GCP, and make directory for, should we just call it like sit delegation? And we'll do nano creds.json. So the first thing we need to do, which shoot, I wonder, I might have to pause it for you YouTube people. I wonder if I'm gonna have to update Kali. Let's go to how to install GCP CLI on Kali. So I don't even have this installed. So we have to go through this full process. We'll go to Debian Ubuntu. I'm going to try not to update because it might take some time, but we'll just give it a shot. We'll follow the rest of these steps and see if we can figure it out. Flint said, are you more of a nano or a Vim man? I'm not lead enough to be a Vim man. We'll spend the entire stream trying to get out of it. I'm not even a nano man. I'm a noob mousepad man. I'm not as lead as the other streamers. Whoops. Was that even the right command? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it was. So import the Google Cloud public key. All right, check. Add the Google Cloud CLI distribution URI as a package source. Okay, check. Update and install the Google Cloud CLI. We're going to try just this command. Well, no, I am going to have to update, aren't I? So it reads in my new repositories. Yep. All right. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. This is all part of the learning process, ladies and gentlemen. Is staring at our screen while it downloads packages. Hey, for those of you on YouTube, I will pause the video here and I'll meet you up when this is all done. All right, for those of you watching on YouTube, welcome back. We successfully installed the Google Cloud CLI. Honestly, it didn't take that long, but you didn't need to stare at me in the standalone video while our package is installed, but we do have it installed. Agent Logan said, what do you use for music on stream? I use YouTube. Here, I'll drop you my playlist. When I have background music like that, it's just from this playlist that's copyright free on YouTube. So I dropped it in the comments. But now that we have it installed, we still need to figure out what the heck do we do with this, right? What do we do with this? So the best way to figure that out, let's close out. What do we have here? Oh, here's from our previous labs. We can close those out. Might have to authenticate. Oh, no, we're good. What is this magic right here? Has something to do with GCP. Okay. Contains, yep, we know what contains. Okay. How do I authenticate to the GCP CLI? Already installed it with this info. If GPT fails, we'll have to read documentation, but we're going to try this. Okay. Okay, well, let's just go it step by step. So our project ID comes from right here, I think. GR proj1. And our application credentials, I just called them creds.json. So oops. Okay. Authenticate with Google Cloud CLI. Once you set up the environmental variables, you can use a gcloud auth activate service account command to authenticate with the service account. Oh, sweet. Okay. Verify authentication. Verify that you're authenticated by running gcloud auth list. Hey, hey. Let's copy that for our notes. To GCP CLI. Change this back to bash. All right, I want to document all this so that when I have to do this again, I actually have it documented in my notes. So we're authenticated. All right, check. What the frick do I do next? Enumerate IAM permissions in GCP. Okay. Well, that's just, you think ChatGPT can help me with that? I'm sure there's tools that do it automatically, but I want to see if we can manually figure it out. Okay. And we saved it as a Google project. Okay, well that definitely gave us some information. Now I don't know what that information means, but it gave us information, ladies and gentlemen. It means something. And maybe if I just open up Notion. Where's Notion? Paste bin. Enumerating GCP IAM. So, I don't even know what this means. We have bindings and we have members. We have a service account, internal web dev team, grproj1. What's our account called? We're this, service 1337. Oh, this is interesting. We have a service account user, Ian and Ayush. Bruh. This is so beyond me. But let's demonstrate the learning live and see if we can figure it out. If I just copy this. What is this wizardry now? So the bindings. This actually contains a list of IAM policy bindings where each binding specifies a role and the members associated with that role. Oh, why am I not using, okay, one second, guys. I thought I was using 4.0. Let me log in real quick, and I'll go back to sharing my screen. I'm not going to use 3.5, although it seemed to be working fine. MFA. What does this output mean? Now we're using 4.0. So each entry in their bindings lists a group of members and the role they are assigned. This role defines what permissions the members have. Members, these can be individual users, service accounts, or groups, which we kind of noticed. Roles are collections of permissions. These are predefined roles like roles editor, roles owner, and custom roles. Roles determine what action the members can perform on GCP resources. For example, owner grants extensive permission across all resources. Cloud SQL allows for interacting with the Cloud SQL database. And grproj1 roles custom app dev role is a custom role created for needs within the project. I wonder if that's the role that we are going to attack. Let's look back at our notes here. We have that projects grproj1. Where's that role even at? Here we go. So we have this one, grproj1, custom roles. Jeez, I don't freaking know. I might end up just having to look at the walkthrough. This is my account. Anything interesting based on that output? Okay. Yeah, that is what I want to do. All right. So that's very similar to AWS, actually. Bruh. Okay. Invalid value for role ID. The role ID should not include projects or organizations prefix. Okay, we could read the docs, but we could also ask ChatGPT if they can help us. Yeah, there was a mistake. You should not include projects or organizations, but I freaking did that. Oh. So we dash project and then the role. Okay. Okay, sweet. We're getting somewhere. Included permissions. We can get roles. We can list roles. We can get the IAM policy of our service account. We can list service accounts. We can get projects from the resource manager. We can get IAM policy. All right, let's just grab this. So I think I'm understanding what that all means. Yeah, I got that, bro. E-tag is a marker for the version of the role. So allows, okay, yep, I understand that. Allows role to get IAM policy attached to a service account. Allows role to list all service accounts. Allows role to get information about the project. Allows role to get the IAM policy of the project. Given these permissions, it's set up primarily for tasks related to IAM policy viewing and management within the context of a front-end development operations. It can view roles and service accounts but does not have permissions to modify them, which is in line with good security practices. But I don't want good security practices. Well, so if this is Tyler telling the client, I'd be like, all right, you good. ChatGPT said you're using the right stuff. No worries here. But no, there's something here we can abuse. Would that be any different? So like attached policies? What the freak is my terminal? Oh, that actually doesn't do anything for me. Oh my goodness. Guys, I legit don't know what to do. I'm so new to GCP. Enumerate IAM permissions. Move laterally by abusing implicit delegation. Let's just go like this. Okay. Didn't we already do that? Why the frick you freaking Twitch scrubs keep trying to spam me, bro? Get out of here, homie. Isn't this the syntax I just did? Sure. Oh, no, it's different. Permission denied on resource, or it may not exist. Okay. Let's look at like GCP IAM enumeration GitHub. Okay, my own pen testing firm. I think that's an older script. Yeah, 4 years ago. This is also, oh, that's the same thing, 4 years ago. I want to find something a little bit newer. What's this? Two main components. Down latest release. Dev tags are current but not stable. All right, we'll do CP home Tyler downloads. Okay, how do I use it? GCP. Okay, available commands. Access token, get access token for the specified service account. Brute force, enumerate, ref. Environment. Jeez. Okay, well, let's do service account. Our project ID was this, right? Oh my goodness. Enumerate IAM. Okay, we enumerated it. There's already information that we had. So I guess that's actually not that helpful. Unless there's other things we can do. And maybe we want to enumerate all. Maybe we want a brute force. Zone GCP service account. I don't know. I don't think an access token would do much for us. It gives us one, but I don't know what that does for us. Well, we can at least save this to our syntax, like, hey, a tool we can use. This is very confusing. just because it's new. I mean, this is how AWS was to me too when I first started learning it. Actually, AWS is more confusing. But I don't know, guys. I don't think I can totally CTF my way through this one. Anyone have any ideas of what I might be missing? Or some other things I should try? We have to use, I mean, we know we have to use implicit delegation. Move laterally by abusing implicit delegation. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. GCP implicit. Yep, and there's Rhino Security Labs at the forefront. This is where I work. So, okay, let's try this Prevest scanner. Scan the enumer. Well, see, I don't really know if we have anything here. Let's try it. We got nothing to lose. We're learning. Oh wait, CD implicit. Okay, project ID is this right here. Oh, that's where that access token comes in handy, apparently. So CLM GCP, and we want to pass it our service account.json. All right. I'm going to grab that access token. Okay. Oh shoot, okay, so it actually got some information there. Whoops. What? Okay. The frig. Okay, so service account. It's not our service account. Is that us? Are we G? Oh, no, that's, what's our service account name? Our service account is SV1337. Right, SV1. Well, I don't think our account's included in that. The heck, y'all? If we had one of those, we could use one of these exploit scripts, but it doesn't appear as vulnerable to any of those. Jeez, GCP, y'all. Whole nother beast. Let me. We're just gonna. I'm gonna stop struggling. You don't know what you don't know. I don't know if there's anything else to really check here. I'm sure someone who knows GCP, it's like super obvious, but not for me. Let's go through the walkthrough and see how many things I'm missing here. All right, so the first thing they did was list the different service accounts, which I think I did, or I did something similar. Let's try viewing the individual permissions of specific accounts. We can do this either at the project or individual service account level. Doing this at the project level can make it a bit more difficult to visualize and understand due to the number of identity and role bindings. Let's check the roles and permissions of our current user, which I did. Okay, so I'm not completely out of it. I was doing the right thing up to this point. This account has a binding for custom front-end app deb rule. Check the permissions. All right, so far so good, y'all. I actually did all this stuff right up to this point. I just don't get how we can abuse this. We only have permissions to list service accounts and view the IAM policies. Yeah, exactly. Instead, let's examine some other IAM policies in the GCP project, starting with service account SV2 that might be related to our compromised account in some way. But how would it be related? Maybe just guessing based on the name? Okay, so then we have to list the roles. And we have a custom role 736. Examine the permissions associated with the role. So it's gcloud IAM roles describe a custom role, and then we specify the project. Oh, it has the implicit delegation role. So we need to switch over to this account. The frick would you do that? Let me just think. Our current account doesn't have any permissions besides listing stuff. Does it have access to secrets somehow? Like, is there secrets we can dump that then gives us access to this role? Like, and this is more interesting. Custom role grants a dangerous permission implicit delegation that allows SV1. Oh, wait, what? It allows us to execute commands as that without explicit consent. I got you. So we can execute, because of the implicit delegation, that right there allows us with our current role to execute commands as this other role. Implicit delegation allows one user or service account to perform actions on behalf of another user or service account without needing explicit consent. This capability is often used in scenarios where an application needs access to GCP resources on behalf of another identity. Such resources could be anything from cloud storage buckets to compute engine instances VMs. Next, let's check the IAM roles and permissions of SV3 service account. So we're just going through the SVs. So that has a service account token creator. And I'm guessing the next thing we need to do is, you know, understand that account. So we do roles, describe, service account token creator, like that. Nope, I'm doing that wrong. Oh, do I need the IAM? No? Get IAM policy. Okay, more interesting. So it seems that SV2 can create access tokens for the service account. Wait, what? Guys, GCP is confusing. All right, so if I need like a diagram so I can track this. This allows SV1 to execute commands as SV2. Okay. In this role, oh, I see, because it has, I see, it's the bindings. That's what I'm missing. Ah, that's what I'm missing this whole time. So if we look at the original one right here, it says member. So this is kind of like principals in AWS. Like when we were looking, remember when we were looking at the AWS policies in our previous lab, it would show this principal can do this on an S3 bucket. So in GCP, this is kind of like the principal. So the member, so this applies to this service account. And that is our service account that we have access to on SV2. So our service account can perform a custom role targeting SV2. Then we enumerated, hey, what is that custom role? And it's implicit delegation, which means we can run commands as SV2. Okay, got it. That part makes sense in my head. And now we have this G-Cloud IAM service account. So this is SV3 now. And the members of this custom role is our SV2 service account. So our SV2 service account, which we can execute commands as SV1, inception here, has this role. Is this just like a default role in GCP? So the service account user role lets a principal attach a service account to a resource. When the code running on that resource needs to authenticate, it can get credentials for the attached service account. Okay. I've never created diagrams in Notion. Can I create like a diagram here? Board view, table view. Maybe I can't make like a diagram. Oh, what is all this? I don't know what this insanity is. I'm sure one of these can make a diagram for me. All right, we're going to do my own diagram. I just want to type this out so I understand a little bit about what is going on. So we have this service account, which is our current one that we have access to, right? I'm just going to call it SV1, right? SV1, our current role. SV2, our SV2 so what the would be like SV1 executes a command as SV2 that generates an access token to impersonate SV3. I think that's the general attack path it's trying to teach us here, if I'm understanding this logic properly. Jason said, this is way rougher than my class tonight. Yeah, dude. Kua said, wanted to drop in and show some love for the Black Hoodie song. You speak truth. Thank you for what you do. New to cyber, was a developer before. Awesome, man. Yeah. I got my Cali booted up and my black hoodie on. Black hoodie on. Black hoodie on. Thank you, my friend. I do my own sound effects because I don't know how to set up sound effects. So I'll just rap my own. But I think that's the attack path. If I could diagram that out, that's what it would look like. Let's see if I'm right. More interesting still. Okay, yeah, create access tokens. Yep, so I noticed that. We can exploit this configuration to escalate privileges from the service account to SV3 by leveraging the implicit delegation create token privileges. All right, so my thinking is spot. Man, I was even looking at the right blog. All right, y'all. The funniest part about this is I'm a pen tester at Rhino Security Labs. So we're going to look at my blog post. Not my blog post. I didn't write it. And this actually was the blog post I was looking at. So before we get started, access tokens, let's just read through this. One last thing before jumping to each method. The scripts for each method require an access token from GCP to authenticate. To fetch an access token for a G-Cloud CLI authenticated user, you can run the following command. And that's our access token for our service account. First and most exciting Privesc method. Deployment manager deploy create. This permission is probably the most simple yet powerful method of Privesc that we have found in GCP. This single permission lets you launch new deployments of resources into GCP as a project number at Cloud Services gserviceaccount.com service account, which by default is granted the editor role on the project. The kicker is that the IAM service account act as permission, touched on in more detail below, is not required, even though you're essentially acting as that service account. This is reported to the Google Bug Bounty program, but we were told it is working as intended and as a feature of the service. Of course it is. Deployment Manager allows you to specify resources to create and configure in your projects in YAML or Jinja format. It basically can be viewed as an infrastructure as code service similar to CloudFormation and AWS. The resources we specify use the permissions granted to that service account rather than our own user. So this isn't the one we're exploiting, but it is similar, or it is interesting. Let's look at some of these IAM-based methods, and here is what we can do. Right, this is the role our one user has, right? If I look at Notion, can generate auth tokens. This permission allows you to request an access token that belongs to a specified service account. We can escalate privileges by requesting an access token for a service account that has more privileges than us. The following screenshot shows an example of it where the IAM credentials API is targeted to generate a new token. You can even specify the associated scopes for this token. The exploit script for this method can be found here. How do we target a user? Here. Oh, not Python 3. So if I look at this, we need our access token. Oh, it's going to ask us. Yeah, okay. We're going to have some issues because these are older Python scripts. We might have to do it manually, maybe. Yeah. Probably an older feature of a Python library. How about, okay, implicit, so we need to abuse both of these. As a service account, you may not necessarily need IAM service accounts to get access token for another service account. This is the first thing we need to abuse, right? We need to abuse this to get to SV2 or whatever. I don't feel like typing out this. Okay. Nano. Let's see if we can fix it. And maybe if I can fix this, I'll do a pull request when I'm at work tomorrow to update this actual script in our GitHub. Curious what it changed. So they added the authorization header. Hi, kitty. My cat's hanging out as usual. Those of you who join the stream on a regular basis, you know about the hacker cat. He's going to start meowing, I'm sure, because I'm not petting him. See if I can see comments on LinkedIn yet. Nope, still can't see comments. Silly LinkedIn. Chill out, cat. Enter the email of the service account you have implicit delegation on. That would be SV2 or whatever. Oh, where the frick is the name of it, though? Oh, did I not have it up above? Gosh, dang it. Do I need to get... Oh, is it just... I think it's just this, but SV2. So I'm going to copy this. Oh, doesn't even take it properly. Okay. Enter the email of the target service account that the previous account can create access to. Wait, what? Enter the email of the service account you have implicit delegation on. Enter the email of the target service account that the previous account. That's very confusing wording. Enter the email of the target service account that the previous account. What the frick? I don't think ChatGPT understood what was going on here. Peace out, Angular. Thank you for hanging out, my friend. Service account you can delegate. Target service account. So service account I can delegate. Target service account. So is this my service account? I think so. So this would actually be my service account, I think. We'll find out. And then this one is going to be 2. And then our access token, this right here. Not found for URL. Oh, it is correct. Incorrect service account email was, oh, my email was incorrect. It is a different email. So SV2, this is actually the SV2 email. I think that's the issue. Okay, so we'll copy this. And now, maybe SV2 now. And we can give it our authentication. Forbidden for URL. Geez. Okay, we're looking at the walkthrough. Yes, that's our exact attack. Service account A can get an access token for service account C via implicit delegation. Service B. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm thinking of this wrong, actually. So, we need service... This is so confusing, y'all. We need these two service accounts. My access token is functioning as me, I think. So, email the service account you have implicit delegation on. That's going to be this one. Email the target service account. That's going to be this one. And then our access token, that's going to be this one. Freaking did it. What? Amazing. How do I use it now? I can't believe that worked. We'll do I'm going to play around with that script manually and make it look a little bit neater later, but we at least got the script working. And we were able to get our access token. Now, if I can just figure out how to authenticate properly. Oh, I just need, okay. Once I do that, how do I auth? How do I, like, enumerate stuff? Is it just the GH, like the commands I was running before? Well, I don't. Yeah, that's not what I did. If we look back at my notes, like, can I run some of these enumeration commands now? Okay, so that'll show us which accounts were authenticated as. Oh, I'm still... How do I switch it? Oh. Well, you just told me, bro, you're the one who told me to do gcloud auth. Okay. Obviously, there's probably an easier way to do it. Let's just see the proper way to do it. We at least got the attack to work. So they did the curl command. Okay, so then they're validating it that way. All right. Well, screw it, I'll just copy the whole thing. That's fine. So then it's valid. So we'll drop down here, update a script. What do you want, Cat? Now we could use a tool such as GCP IAM brute to brute force IAM permissions, although in our scenario we'd actually have permissions to directly enumerate the IAM policies for any IAM user in the project. Let's showcase this tool as permissions to list IAM permissions are less likely to have been granted in real life. Can I use the tool I already have? So like, we already have this weird tool right here. Well, come on, Tyler, what are you doing? So with this GCP, we can give it our access token. All right. Gosh dang it. Come on, Tyler. Having issues. Access token. And then we'll grab this access token right there. And then we can brute force. Oh, yeah. I guess that's important, isn't it? grproj1. So with this account, we can list cloud functions, and we can... What are you doing, Cat? Why are you chewing on the table? You psycho. You have food. Go eat your food, not my table. Seriously. Go to sleep. Anyways, we can list cloud functions. You know, let's go ahead and just copy this. Want to include in our notes, and we'll say enumerate GCP IAM, attack path, updated script. Dude, now he's eating my wall. Don't. Brute forcing permissions. And so with this, we could just figure out how to do each one of these things. So I'm guessing maybe the flag is in like a storage object. I don't even know how to list storage objects. So let's ask ChatGPT. Guys, I might have to go throw my cat away. What are you doing? Stop. Dude. Cat's just knocking crap off my desk. Freaking classic cat. Stop. Bruh. Cats. What is he doing? Stop. No. Get off my desk. Sorry, guys. Okay, but how do we pass it? Can this tool do it? Hold up. Can this tool do it? This tool might be able to enumerate it. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. Can it enumerate objects? buckets. Maybe not. Although Cloud Function is one of the things, right? Stop. Yeah, I could do Cloud Functions. Let's try enumerating Cloud Functions. I don't know. Why do UIs just save it, bruh? Don't ask me that question. I don't remember what the project name is. grproj1. Oh, it doesn't actually enumerate Cloud Functions. It just tells me my permissions. It's not actually dumping it at all. Okay. Although I could probably figure this out. Let's just look at the walkthrough. Oh, I didn't. Okay, we do have permissions related to Cloud Functions. So we have to do it all on the command line via curl. Has to be a better way to, like, is there not a Python script that does that for us? Can I not authenticate automatically with the access token and then use the GCP CLI? I suppose it's just a standard URL, like if you knew what it was. Let's see if ChatGPT would have been able to help me with that. Oh, dude. Yeah, you already said that, you freaking robot. Okay, so let's try that. So this would be my access token right here. Seriously, I'm gonna get rid of my cat. Anyone want to buy a cat? I will sell you my cat for free. I'll pay you. I'll pay you to take my cat. What is he doing? Anyways, this worked. So we have a function right here called function1. We have a trigger, secure always. We have a GitHub webhook with this bucket viewer service account email. And we have an upload URL for Cloud Function app spot. Not entirely sure what this all means, but let's go ahead and grab the syntax here. And we'll bring it over to our notes. Cloud Functions And the other thing I want to know is how about buckets? Because I noticed we could also list buckets. So it's storage v1b. And then do we just pass that? Oh, and then we pass it our project ID. Copy that. Jump back to my terminal. Oh, what permissions did I have? Storage objects get, right? Store. Oh, objects. I need objects. I'm getting objects and buckets confused. Do I need an... Okay, so I need to know the name of the bucket. Did that say what bucket I had access to? Is it this bucket right... Oh. Or can I... What's this? I wonder if that's what we're actually aiming for, is this .zip file that we're going to download. You know what? Enough of me just experimenting. Let's figure it out. I feel like this recording... Yeah, we're already over an hour. We'll just kind of look through what I'm missing. Reveals a function naming function1. Yep, and we can download the function code, it looks like. Google Cloud function code gets stored in a Google Cloud storage account. Although we currently don't know the exact bucket name, it's worth noting that GCP uses a predictable naming format for Cloud Function buckets. The bucket naming format is GCF, sources, build number, and region. So ours would be GCF, sources. I don't see a build number. The build number included above with build name key. Is it that? And then our region. Okay. I see. Let's grab that for our notes. And we'll just call it like... So, just so I can write this out myself, it'd be GCF sources. The build number would be right here. And then region, US Central 1, which comes from right there. And now with that information, if we go back to the GPT command I was playing around with, would something like, here, I'm just going to go to my thing right here. My cat's going crazy. I don't know what he's doing. Whoops. It's totally not what I copied, but whatever. What the heck? It's not what I'm copying. Freaking... Was there a reason I can't copy this? Copy. What the frick notion? Thank you. Then we'll give it our access token from before. Y'all, this is some confusing stuff, but this is how we learn. We don't give up. We keep powering through. Shoot, did it work? It looks like it. Do not delete the bucket. Self-link, media link, name, do not delete the bucket. MD5 hash, time created, storage object, ID, media link, blah, blah. Okay, well, we somehow got the bucket. Wow. All right. Okay, yeah, we did all that. We did all that. Oh, so now we're... How are you downloading this? We can now extract the source code and inspect it using Google Storage's API. We downloaded the file. Wait, how did he... Oh, is it the media? No, how... How did they put together this URL? So I get the Google APIs, download storage v1b, GCF sources. Is that in the output of that our command we were running before? GCF sources, essential do not delete. Download GSE, do not delete generation media. But we want function source.zip. I just didn't see that when I was looking at it. Oh, I think I see it. I see what they're looking at. Is it right here? GCF forces. This is where they're grabbing it from, aren't they? This URL right here. If it would let me copy this properly without freaking out like that. Okay, there's some things I've noticed about Notion I don't like. Like, why? I just want to copy this line right there. That URL. But if I try to copy it, it copies all the freaking code. Trash Notion. Going back to Cherry Tree. Just kidding. Not yet. But there is... That's what they are grabbing, right? Okay, now let's ask ChatGPT so I'm not just following the guide. I want to make sure I'd be able to figure this out on my own with ChatGPT's help. I suppose it'd just be wget and you pass it the access token. Basically what we were already doing. And then we're specifying output file. Let's try it this way. Function source. Oh, finally. Wow. What a process. But man, I sure learned a lot in that process. Let me grab this. And we'll jump back out to Notion. Let's finish off our notes. Downloading the source code, locating the flag. That was a cool, really cool lab. I liked it. It was quite complex, at least for me, for someone who's new to GCP, but this is one of the reasons I really like Pwned Labs. If this is like a hack the box approach where it was just like a black box, give me an IP, give me the starting point, I would have rage quit way back here just because I'm so new to GCP. And I can say, well, read the docs, figure it out, which is one thing, but like the best way I learn is by doing these hands-on labs. And so I'm so grateful that there was this detailed walkthrough that kind of walked us through as we were stuck. Even ended up at my own pen testing firm's blog to figure out the privilege method. And I think what I'm going to do is, what I do like about Notion is I can easily share my notes. So when I drop this standalone video on YouTube, I will drop a link to these notes in the description of the video. For all of you watching right now, I will give you these notes. I think, well, I don't know if I can. Because I think some of these, I don't know if this is all regenerated every time. So it may give you access to the lab when you shouldn't have access. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll clean up these notes and I'll drop in the standalone video. So things are restricted. I mean, the only things I'd have to restrict are some of this initial stuff. We'll just go like this. That should honestly be good enough. If someone wants to take the time from type it out of the video, you know, more power to them. They can have fun doing that. I think the rest of it is good. Yeah, because all my access tokens will expire. All right, let me just grab this. We'll publish it. Grab the link. Let's see. Let's view the site. I'm not going to pay for a special URL, but there. Now, if you guys want, you watch me make these notes. You can have the notes for this lab, and in the standalone video, I will also share it, and then you have my full notes from when I was working through this lab. And hopefully you find that helpful on your own GCP journey. You can add this to your overall pen testing notes, and then if you ever run into GCP, you can refer back to them. But wow, incredible lab. As always, Pwned Labs is an incredible platform. We have the further reading here. Let's understand some of the defense. The leaky service key aside, in this scenario, a threat actor would have been able to leverage legitimate, although potentially dangerous permissions. As mentioned, it is really important to keep track of who has been assigned these permissions and to monitor for their use. Permissions assignments are shifting sands, changing all the time, so probably it's worth monitoring and keeping track of the permissions that could easily lead to lateral and vertical movement within a GCP and general cloud environment. Which, remember, y'all, the lab that we did just before this one, at least on stream, was using IAM Access Analyzer in AWS to do this very thing. As a blue teamer, it's worth taking a purple approach and periodically assessing the security of your infrastructure through simulated breaches such as this, in addition to periodic penetration testing to help with understanding the blast radius of various accounts were they to be compromised. Honestly, incredible lab. Pwned Labs is an incredible platform. Oh, I didn't even enter my flag. Let me at least get credit for doing this lab and drop my flag in there. But I learned a lot. I had a lot of fun. We're at, what, an hour and 20 minutes of working through this lab. And this is a milestone, guys. This is my first ever GCP lab that I have completed, and you were here for the journey. So I shared this before, but it's true. The purpose of this live stream is me just sharing with you what I'm learning and hoping you benefit from the troubleshooting, the methodology, and we learn some of this content together. So for those of you watching live, thank you for hanging out. For those of you watching after the fact on YouTube, thank you as well for taking the time to go through this lab with me. And hey, I will see you in the next one.